Okay. Load. Nope, not that far away. Guys, this level is so long, trust me. It is so very long. Should we go Croft Manor or... No, let's just go straight. Okay, this is the very start of the level, but you're going to miss that little cutscene where Lara drives down on the motorbike and it's all... And, you know, it's storming. Yeah, that wonderful cutscene that you saw. I mean, if you're watching this in serial, then you're obviously going to... have just seen it anyway, so whatever. My father's photographs revealed the location of Thor's belt in Central America and his hammer between Greenland and Norway. Zip doesn't understand how I can continue the search after Alice's murder, but I'm convinced his path also leads me straight to those responsible. Alright, so yeah, these are the options I kind of jokingly picked at the end of last week's kind of batch, which was so short. I didn't realise how short they were until after I was editing and stuff, but god damn, what was that, like a 7-minute video we had at some point? Sorry about that, but anyway, yeah, hi guys. And welcome to another episode, another batch, and this is going to be quite a long one, because hell is this a long level. It's cool, it's definitely cool, don't get me wrong. Actually, is there something around there? No. But my god, this is a long level. It took me... I'm almost embarrassed to say how long it took me to complete earlier, because really, I don't know, I was figuring everything out the first time, but it took me like 3-4 hours to complete this earlier. As you can see, lots of pots as I'm driving past. I am taking a policy here, as I have for the rest of the LP. I'm just going to ignore all the secrets that are laying around. Honestly, this level has got 50. I think it's 50 treasures. Let me have a quick looky here. Yeah, 50 treasures. They basically, if there was any level that I remember at least, there might be another one later on, where they just threw a whole load of shit everywhere, it was this one. There's loads of pots. I'm going to ignore them. If you see a pot, don't be too annoyed if I don't kick it open. I probably saw it on my test play. I'm just going to ignore the majority of them. Some of the cool secrets I'll probably show though. The relic, I haven't actually figured out on this level, and I didn't go off on YouTube it. I think I remember where it is. It's kind of in the last room sort of thing here, but I don't remember specifically what you had to do, except I think it adds a lot of time onto the playing of the level, so I just decided to say screw it. Let's have a quick look at the journal just to make sure we've read everything possible. Bogvati. Wow. Oh my god. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Giant spiders? Okay, alright. See, later on in this level there's something to do with that I thought it might have jumped ahead and my file was all screwed up, but it's not. Giant spiders. These spiders must have come from Thailand along with everything that Father brought back from Bogavati. So there you go, Drew. That's why there's giant spiders down in the crypt. They're not English spiders. They were from Bogavati. There you go. Father's secret. Father believed that the myth of the Midgard serpent reveals that Avalon holds the answer to my mother's fate, but also a terrible weapon that Natla must never find. Okay, so... maybe it's not such a paradise, I guess, if it's got this horrible weapon there. It's a testament to his determination that he kept such dangerous secrets intact, here in the hope that I alone would find them in the event of his death. As much as I want to discover what happened to my mother in Nepal all those years ago, I may have to reconsider whether it's worth the risk of also unleashing this destructive force. Well, the entire motivation of the first game, and now this one, have all been about finding her mother, so let's just kind of take a shot in the dark here and assume that she's going to try and risk it anyway. As Lara always does. Thralls, so these were the two things before, these wolf things, hound things, whatever. The term thrall referred to a kind of slave to the Norse. The god Thor travelled in the company of two thralls, Pjaltifs and Roskva, and I've so butchered that. And also here with him were two goats, Tanas Grenir and Tanas Gorstjara, which pulled his chariot. These goats were special in that Thor could cook and eat them each night and restore them in the morning with a single touch, as long as he had not damaged their skeletons. That reminds me so much of, what is it, The Simpsons, where in like the Garden of Eden or whatever, like Homer's just eating this pig and just eating the pig and it's just regrowing kind of thing. Father apparently was thinking of this when he named these animated tiger skeletons. Tigers, okay, whatever. By what means they're kept animate, I do not know, but I think I've seen something of what Odin meant by the artifacts of Thor being protected by the dead. So basically we're going to find these things around any artifacts, and we're going for another one now, of course. The Wraith Stones, so this was mentioned in the cutscene, hadn't been mentioned in this game until this point, but was a big part of the first game, and indeed the final boss was to do with this thing. Years ago, when Amanda and I were excavating the tomb of the last queen of Tiwanaku at a dig site outside Paraíso, Peru, we were attacked by an unknown force that manifested as a smoky energy being. I think that's one of my favourite moments of this game, really, with that thing like going around and murdering everyone. Like this generation, I think was so cool. That one bit. Amanda found the stone that was its source and learned to use it. When she turned it against me in Bolivia, I defeated them and took the stone. It seems that Amanda's sole purpose for this attack on my home was to recover this wraith stone, which she apparently has now got back. The doppelganger. My previous encounter with Natla ended on a lost island containing a myriad of ancient devices, one of which was capable of creating an automaton of sorts that duplicated both my body and my abilities, though it was skinless, having no need for any, and merely parroted my actions, a tactic which I used against it to destroy it. My god, how long is that sentence? That is all one sentence. I was taught in like year 4 not to do that. My god, that is a huge sentence. Yeah, so it had no skin. I found it really weird that it's like, though it was skinless because it didn't have any need for it. What? Why would it have any need for, you know, other stuff then? In any case, it seems that Amanda, with Natla's help, has created another doppelganger of me, this time with skin and a mind of its own. It truly can do everything I can do and more. It will be more than my match should it ever be sent to kill me. The question is obviously at the moment, why didn't it try and kill her before? Also, I was wondering when to mention this. That thing, actually there's DLC for this game, 2 different chapters of DLC, I think only for the Xbox though, which I'm not playing on sadly. I don't have a capture card or anything, so we won't be able to see it in the ELP. At least not immediately, it's not in my plans. But that doppelganger, and I'm not going to say during what time period it was, so like to avoid any spoilers, but basically in the DLC you get to play as the doppelganger, which is really kind of cool. Anyway, the Mexico expedition, which is now what we're on. The location of Thor's belt in Central America was easiest to pinpoint precisely on Odin's map, and I need it before I can use Thor's hammer anyway. So it's convenient to recover it first, while Zip works on refining the precise location of Thor's hammer. Zip doesn't understand how I can continue the search after Alice's murder, but I'm convinced the path also leads straight to those responsible, and if Thor's hammer can indeed kill even the gods, then perhaps I will finally have the power to end Natla's immortal reign permanently. So there we go. Natla's kind of the big bad guy, but she's not quite being seen as such at the moment. Anyway, yeah, so we're in southern Mexico. It's very nice around here. Lots of pots all over the place. I'm going to try and keep the pace up. If there was ever a level I should do it, with this one. I don't have that much to talk about this week, though. I almost felt myself slipping into the trap of being like, every single week, be like, oh, guys, I've got so much to talk about. I don't have much to talk about. Nothing's really changed with me. I'm still feeling very, very strapped for time in general. Shit. Something told me that was a dead end before I even went there. Oh, yeah, I think we just got to get off the bike at the moment. I think that's what we got to do. Yeah, no, I was going to break the pot. Lara, what are you doing? Oh man, on my test play just now, I died so many times playing this as well, like with ridiculous, clunky, crazy shit. So, prepare for some of that. I mean, the level's long. I think it's quite cool though that it's the thing is, it's a location. Where the hell are we supposed to be? I think we just accidentally drove too far. We're supposed to be jumping up around here. Hold on. I love what she does with the bushes there, by the way. That's so cool, the way she does that. It's really this is one location, but in any other Tomb Raider game, particularly the earlier generation ones, this would have been like 3 different... There used to be a bunch of levels in each location. So Tomb Raider 1, it was like you'd go to a certain area of the world, and then you'd have like 3 or 4 levels there, ending with finding one of the pieces of the Skion. And then you'd have another bunch of levels in another area, and then you get the next bit of the Skion. And then there was like a 4th area at the end, which was kind of where you met Natla and stuff. And then that kind of... They kept the same sort of in Tomb Raider 2, mostly. Except there was a bit of weirdness. Kind of the first level was in a totally different region that you went back to at the end of the game. Tomb Raider 3 was really good. You got to choose what locations you went to. Like, you started off in India. There were like 4 levels there in India. And then you got to choose where you went. And yeah, that was so cool. And I remember there was one in Nevada as well that everyone always bitched about after finishing. When reviewing the game, being like, oh, why are they doing something in Nevada? This isn't Tomb Raider, what's going on? But that was actually really cool. You got to go to Area 51. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, so basically, with this generation, they didn't really do the same thing. They just kind of said, right, we'll have a location for each level. Every level is going to take you somewhere else, which in some ways I think is a bit stupid of them. So we're going to grab this head, by the way, which you won't understand why we've got for a very long time. The level design here is actually kind of shit. It's a long level that's cool in some ways, but it's kind of shit, and I'll explain all the little reasons why. First of all, that they give you an item that you've got no idea what its use is, which isn't that good. Oh, I just missed something as well. I think if you're supposed to look through those bars, there's a jaguar that comes up at you. But yeah, we're going to drop down. The Jaguar, you're supposed to be like, oh, what's going on? And then you're not 100% sure. I think to drop down, jump backwards here. Oh, yeah, okay, good. And then you drop down. And then we're going to be attacked by the denizens of the jungle. Oh, maybe we're not. Maybe they just run around. Yeah, this level's supposed to be like trying to freak you out as well, with the fact that there's going to be loads of like jaguars we fight early on. Jaguars, whatever. There we go. And I think you're supposed to see them every now and then. Ow, come on, I was trying to go into adrenaline mode. There we go, thank you. Yeah, so anyway, with this generation, they kind of just condensed it down. It's like you don't have 4 levels. I actually don't like that much. I don't, because you feel like you're just globe hopping too much. It feels like it is too much in this generation. The first generation consisted of 6 games, 7 even actually, maybe if you consider Angel of Darkness, which I guess it is actually one of the first. And throughout all of those, you end up Throughout all of those, you end up having loads and loads of locations. But in this, you know, there's only really 2 games. One of them's a remake of the first, and in just those, you go to so many different areas. I don't like it so much. I really don't. But this level, to get to the point, is really kind of cool because it's one super long level, but it feels like it's 3 different ones, just like you might have got in the earlier generations. So this would be like the first level of that set in that location, right? So we're in southern Mexico, and we're trying to get into the tomb, and it's a bit more open worldy. We've got a vehicle. Is this the first vehicle we've got to ride around in on Underworld? I think you only get the motorbike in Underworld. I don't remember ever having a different vehicle. I might be wrong about that, but yeah. So you get a vehicle. It's a bit more open worldy. Lots of different places you can go to. This is the first stop that you want to get off at. Loads of dead people here randomly. You're not sure why there are dead people here. I think you're supposed to see some jaguars fighting them at some point, but I could have been sure that you would see that. Maybe it just doesn't happen on PC, or I'm bugging out or something. You got a secret here. It was really well hidden, actually, this secret. I mean, when I played on the Xbox, this was the one that I missed. This was the hardest secret to get in the game, without a doubt. Yeah, gonna need to take the sarcasm in my voice. Anyway, we come over here, and there is a cutscene of a thing with a pole coming out.
The Mayan calendar had only 360 days, and the remaining 5 were the unnamed days. The Maya believed that each year when the unnamed days arrived, the gates to the Underworld would open.
It's actually quite cool what they do here. I really like this. This puzzle. So basically, the first level, if you will, of this level, if you want to slice it up like that, we've got to do something in here. It's kind of a big puzzle that involves some cool stuff. But yeah, by the way, if my voice sounds a little bit different, it's because I just moved the mic. I'm actually looking at buying a new one. I know that it really sounds like I need a pop filter. Actually, oh, hold on, I'm looking around. Where is it? I found it earlier. So last week when I was filming, I can't remember if I described this or not, the foam around my microphone, okay, no, it's gone. Kind of got ripped off, and that's why it's been sounding terrible. The quality. I'm hoping to buy another one, but I'm kind of out of money at the moment, so we'll have to wait. Anyway, right. So this puzzle, we've got this weird skull here. Looks kind of scary. If you press Y on it, things zoom out, but you can't really do anything. It shifts a little bit, but it feels a bit blocked, a bit weird. Okay, so obviously can't do anything with that. So we're going to come over to this pole and try and activate the pole. And again, it's just shifting a little bit. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. It seems to be blocked. So example number 1 of why this is bad level design. We also know out there's another direction to go in. So your first instinct, or at least my first instinct, was right. Okay, we have to come and do something here later, but we're probably not ready for it yet. So let's go on out. Let's go back. But no, you're not supposed to do that. That's bad level design. But basically, and then you come over to this thing and it press Y, and you assume this is the only way you can interact with this thing, right? Well, we picked up a head earlier, didn't we? If you come around and interact with it here, you actually put the head on the bloody thing. I mean, how are you supposed to know that? I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. By doing that, you may have seen on the floor a rock just moved around, which now, wahey, enables us to actually push this thing. So the cutscene talked about how the Mayans believed that the gates to the Underworld would open on those last few days that only appeared every now and then. And the puzzle is basically, imagine this is some kind of a calendar that we're whirling around here. The puzzle is figuring out how to get those days to appear, if you will. So it's only on a certain date, so you need to line it up. Can you see these red blocks on the cogs? You need to line them all together. There's one on that really inner ring that I can't actually move. There's one on the second innermost ring. Then there's one on the outer ring that I'm moving at the moment. And then there's one on that really fixed ring. So you've got to get them all lined up. Now you might think, oh, just keep spinning it and eventually they'll all line up. Kind of like a leap year, right? Every 4th turn. So every time you cycle around it 4 times it'll work. That doesn't actually happen that way though. So here's how you fix it. Line those 2 up as I just have there. And now by activating this, now that we've put the head on, we can also move this, and this will let us move the outermost ring. But don't let that confuse you or put you off. What it's also doing is look at how the middle section is sliding backwards and forwards. Now what that does is it means that if we move this off on the right like that, we've actually slid that middle section and like uncoupled it as a cog. The cog will no longer, when we slide it around, interact with this ring here that I'm now stood on. So if we come back here, if this is making any sense to you guys, I can now move this independently, you can see. So it was actually impossible before by spinning it around to have them all line up, but because I've now uncoupled this, you can now connect that like that, and now come back over to this and slide it back into place. Now that might look way more complicated or interesting than that actually is, but it's really, really fucking simple how to complete this. So you do that, and then what do you know, it all slides in together into place, and you get a nice little cutscene. More crazy massive stuff starts moving around down there. I love how the rocks like just kind of slide around, like weird ragdoll physics on there. And basically we've raised this half of the platform, which is kind of cool. Now, as I say, your first instinct probably as a player when you're doing this is not to figure out how to do that. I mean, that's just, that's so subtle, it kind of annoys me. I remember I got really stuck here on this level before. So anyway, what you're going to want to do though is have that up like that. You're probably, if you don't know what you're doing the first time, going to end up coming back here later. But if you do it first time, then you're sorted. You come down here, and what do you know? Jaguars did indeed kill these unfortunate souls. And we can shoot that guy. My other gun, by the way, is the spear gun, which is a lovely gun. It's a bit slow moving, the projectiles, but if you hit someone with it dead on, ow, 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 you're actually quite beefy. It should do a fair bit of damage. There you go. It's okay. I went on that speech about weapons before, about the shotgun and the pistols, because they felt like they had a really good balance, but do you know what? I spoke too soon. I've not really enjoyed any of the other weapons other than the shotgun so far. I've really not. Anyway, so we're going to drive along here. There will be obstacles and stuff to... Ooh, like that. Oh, that was awesome. Okay. Yeah, if you press A, you can do like a brake turn to stop yourself, which I think you're supposed to use during this level, because there's a lot of sudden sharp right-hand turns all over the place, but I've not really ever used it. Anyway, there's a few gaps that you need to either ramp over or jump over and be clever. Yeah, there's some secrets here. This is one of those levels. It's kind of annoying. I don't like it when games do this either, where you have a driving section, but they encourage you to like walk because there's all the secrets hidden everywhere. I hate it when they do that. That breaks up the pace so much. If you've given me a big road, let me drive along it and not feel bad about driving along it because I'm scared that I'm going to miss shit. That annoys me so much in games when they do that, and that's what they do here. Anyway, so you can come into here, and this is actually the floor of where we were before when we were spinning all the dials and that. Which is kind of cool. You might think you can just drop down. You can't. You die if you do. So, actually, I don't know. I didn't try that in my practice file. I just seem to have a very strong memory of dying when trying to jump down from when I originally played the game. So just don't try it. You can drive down here. We will have to come down here eventually. Just take note of it, of what we just came to. Because basically there's a four-way split section here. 4 different directions you can go in, as you can see here. So I took a right and came down into the temple we were at. Left will take us back the way we came to that side of the temple with the like time dais thing. Forward, who knows where that takes us, and right takes us over to the opposite end over there to raise the second section. So our eventual goal is to go over there, down this road that I'm now facing. If you go down there, then you can raise the other thing. However, you remember we needed to use a head, like the head of that Jaguar, to actually enable us to activate the damn thing. Well, we don't have another item, and guess what? The other item comes from down here if you go straight through here. So go down the cave, you get a nice little checkpoint. You get checkpoints all over the place. The game feels really unpolished, and I'll explain why. One of the reasons why it feels so unpolished is because... Oh no, okay, we get off here, I can't show you. But those gaps that are in the road, if you die, if you let Lara fall down and die in them, literally she will just land on the bottom, still on the motorcycle. There'll be no damage to the motorcycle, no satisfying explosion, no flopping around of her body, you know, in an uncomfortable position so it might look like she might have snapped her neck or something like that. None of that. She just kind of lands and dies, and it's pathetic. It's ridiculous. Ow. So, yeah, I mean, this is really one of those examples of it's like, fuck me, they really did rush this game, didn't they? Anyway, you come to this awesome little encounter here. I think if you sneak up, you can just watch the guys die. I don't know why. I seem to have a memory of, like, listening to the people here speaking or fighting the Jaguars on their own. In any case, did somebody just run out on the bottom left there? No, so in any case, you can either fight yourself, or just watch and let them all get shot out. I like to see the jaguar kill people. I don't know why, but whenever you see like videos, and I'm not saying to look up these videos, but you know how like there's always videos of people getting attacked by animals and stuff. I'm always rooting for the animal, especially if it's like a poacher or something. So I quite like this little scene here, just watching the guys get totally fucked up by the jaguars. Anyway, we'll come over here. I suddenly have really itchy balls. I'm sure you didn't want to hear that, but still, we'll come over here, kill these jaguars, and basically this is a little side